ntate wa morena wa rona Jesu Kriste. Re lebohela modimo wa rona ho ba le ntate ya tshwanang le wena, ya re ratang maemo a loka a sa loke ntate wa rona. Re atumela hoseng hona modimo wa kgotso. Re lebohela letsatsi lena le tjhabileng morena le modimo wa rona. Re lebohela letsatsi lena la bontate mmabaledi wa maphelo a rona. Re lebohela morena le modimo wa rona, kganya e re bona morena le modimo wa kgotso. Ba bangwe ntate wa rona ya lehodimong ba lakaditse hore letsatsi lena le ba tjhabele, empa e be se e ba bitswa bafu morena le modimo wa kgotso. We bring along our Heavenly Father, this family of Tabatovani, our Father in heaven, our colleague who planned for this event to take place today, not knowing that your plans are higher than his. Be with the family during these difficult times. Be with him during these difficult times. Be with the office where he is working during these difficult times. We bring the family to your Heavenly Father. We bring them under your hands. Bless and protect them. Let all the deliberations of this meeting be blessed in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thanks, you can be seated. That is funny, as a councillor, can you welcome us?
No, thank you, Colonel Lefefa. I can welcoming officially leadership here, SAPS, 8 Linkakwani, to one at Adam Soting, the station commander, different police station, curricular welcoming officially, one meeting on a meeting over Shaba. Go as stakeholders for a monkey follow up what we interim the Masenkeng. So, but Seki is a Ratanka meeting. Ala rote re le shaba le mapolisa ga bona re na le bothata ba di drugs le ba go thugela. So this is the build up ya re khona go berekisana mmogo. So ke rata go welcome all the officials from SAPS le kutlwe go tlile le DSA the official tlabe di le teng a ke tsabe ne le sentse ba le teng, but if ba le teng le bona ga ba welcome, and then from Department of Correctional Service le bona ba le teng ga ba welcome, and then even from Department of Justice. So ke re le putere shaba le putuluge la mogetse mo meeting wa rona, but ne re nagane go tla shaba se tlabe se tletse ka bontsi ka kwane, because issue ya selo ya crime ya re affect and le batla re sebisane mmogo. So ne ke re ke leboge ka makalo. Thank you.
Thank you, Dad. But otherwise, we know that we're supposed to be here on the 28th of May, but due to the weather, we postponed the meeting. And then in between, there were sorrows from us, SAPS, specific sorrow that was circulated throughout the weeks. It was the one of Brigadier Mukaulets, who passed on last week and is being buried today at Butsabe. And then on top of that, yesterday, we also received bad news of the daughter of Colonel Kobane, the one that was actually managing and organizing this event. Her daughter passed on yesterday at an accident. Those are the sorrows from SAPS. I don't know from other department in the community whether there's any sorrow or joy. You are welcome to can indicate colleagues from other department if there's sorrow or joy. If it's nothing from community, any joy or sorrow. Okay, that noted. But if there was a letter from your side, I think we have to proceed. Why we are here, Councillor indicated already. And then leadership of the community, I think you are also here. Today, I think the expectation is to give you feedback. Go dikarabo or ho etsahetseng e sa le re ketelana ka meeting wa ho qetela. From the last meeting till now, we are supposed to give you feedback. I think the main purpose of us meeting today is to give you feedback. Before I hand over to General, I would like to find out from the community leaders whether there's anything that you wanted to say, so that after you have spoken, then I give it to General to give us feedback. Leadership from the community.
No, thank you, Kenneth. Thank you, Kenneth. From our side, I'm not saying that except fellow express disappointment on other departments, and particularly the mass balance. But nonetheless, the fellow on that report, when we can see the other thing on the report about outside,
Thanks, Leader. General, I think that is indicating that the only recognizable thing is the lack of attendance by other departments. But that point is noted. I think we'll attend to it. Then I will hand over to General to then proceed. Thanks, General.
Thank you. Thanks, Colonel Fefe. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning, General.
It's always nice for us to be back and to be welcomed into our communities. Our journey started somewhere in March, Batho, when we sat down at SAPS Batho, and a group of community leaders came and said, there's issues here that we need to do and to deal with collectively. And it's a journey that we have embarked upon, knowing that there will be advantages to both law enforcement agencies and to the community. And when the community speaks, we listen. But I think just for the sake, before I get into the detail on how we have listened and what is it that we have done based on what we have discussed, it would be important for you to just know who you are speaking with. I can see now many people are starting to recognize me. They are calling me General. But I don't take it for granted that everybody should know me. So I just want to start by introduction of the different departments that are here. I'm going to start, and then I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves just for the benefit of the community. And then we are, in short, going to reflect on the successes that we have achieved so far, based on information that was operationalized, that we extracted from the community engagement that we've been involved in since March this year. I am Major General Adams, the District Commissioner of Mangaung Metro, and I am honored to have with me this collective, and I will ask them, starting here from Mr. Dichabe, to just introduce himself, and then Colonel Creer, and the rest you will finish there with you, Captain Masenkeng, and then I will come back and share with you the successes that we have achieved so far. And then we will also then listen to what more you as members of the community would want to share with us, so that we can go back and heed your call. Mr. Dichabe, please.
Thank you, General. Kenny Dichabe, CEO, Free State Gambling League and Tourism Authority.
From community organization.
Morning, community. Colonel Creer, Station Commander, Kagisanong, SAPS.
Colonel Fefe from Mangaung, Station Commander.
Councillor Sepaki, Councillor Ayawodwan.
Colonel Francis, Leading Commander for Panama. Lieutenant Colonel Peter, Leading Commander of Haydedam.
Good morning, it is Batho from the Office of the District of Mangaung and General Adams.
Jamolava, Department of Group and Immigration.
Thank you. We've also got Captain Grace Mudiakutla. She's have been running this with Colonel Govane. She's also in my office, the District Commissioner. And then Ntate Kolot and Kagiso. They are known to you, Mus. They are the ones that keeps us on our toes. So they don't allow us to forget their names. Remember on the 16th of April when we met here, it was then when we have committed to say that it can't just be an engagement of us talking. Some of the information that are being shared by the community need to go back and be operationalized. And we have had many operations. Within the district that consists out of 20 police stations, we are only concentrating on 10 that we regard as our heavyweight stations. And they include Park Road, Bloomspruit, Mangaung, Kagisanong, Kopanong, Botshabelo, Buituso, Silosisha, Heidedal, and we have also included Navalsig now. The reason why we have included Navalsig is because if there's activities in Park or policing operations, for argument's sake, in Park Road area, then some of these people that are, committing crimes would want to go and set up in Navalsig. So that's why we have included Navalsig also in our approach. But our primary focus was always based on what we have gauged from the community with the engagements that we were having. Remember, there was a time that we were told that there at Majakatata, there is issues. At some stage, there was even a situation where it was alleged that a female foreign national was involved in human trafficking. And the community leaders have contacted me. We met and we went to go and have a look. I can't recall in Tatemaso whether I reported to you, gave you feedback, but I know that I worked on it. And then we found out what happened. At the end of the day, it panned out that those children, because there's two sides to a story. The children that the members of the SAPS then went to go and have, confirmation on, they were legal in the country. They had documentation that were checked out by members of the SAPS and of the Department of Home Affairs. Those are among some of the things. The other operations, which I'm not going to mention the names of community members of, is obviously the ones that we would have gone in and we have found, illicit contraband. And these are the activities that from the 17th of April until the 13th of June, this is what we have achieved based on what we either indicated, what we have gathered from the community and the engagements that we're having. This gets generated on a system. What I'm talking to the community about here is what's on a system called the Operational Planning and Monitoring System. It is not just things that we are writing down. There need to be a process that must be followed. And these are all the successes so far. That from then until now, we have had 2,792 operations, just in stations like Mangaung, Batho, Kagisanong, Kopanong, Bloomspruit, Park Road, just around the greater Bloemfontein. I'm not talking about Botshabelo and those stations as yet. We have had 521 crime prevention operations. Disruptive operations where it is on a bigger scale, there were 6 of them in total. When we are talking about disruptive operations, we are pooling the resources of the district and we are taking it to stations. We're taking it to Heidedal, we're taking it to Bloomspruit, we're taking it to Mangaung, to Kagisanong, where we can have lots of law enforcement agencies supported by other government departments. So far we have had 6. That's also a project that we need to account on to the minister, what we are referring to as the minister's priorities. That weekly, this morning on a Sunday, that Colonel Francis was the person responsible to consolidate the efforts of the past week. That we now need to report to the minister to say, what is it that you as the SAPS are doing within your communities? So we are not just reporting and accounting to the members of the community, we are also accounting, to our principals, be it the provincial commissioner, be it the national commissioner, be the Minister of Police, in this case, the Honorable Minister Becky Tele. Operations that we have directed in terms of dealing with drugs was 32. And I'm going to come to the page where what is it that we seized and the arrest that we made. These are just the number of operations that and I'm not going to highlight all of them because there's quite a few. Where we have directed efforts at liquor control, there was 20 of them over the period. The tracing of wanted persons, people that are regarded wanted, that are being circulated by means of their fingerprints, by means of their DNA. We have had 125 of those operations, and the arrest effected during that operations we will refer to, shortly. Second-hand goods control, there was 22. We had 20 roadblocks over the period. And a waylay operation is where we as the police are lying and waiting for criminals to come. They don't know that we are there, but we are lying and waiting for them because we know that they are targeting a school. So the police are lying there and waiting, and when they come, we pounce on them. Those operations. Other government departments and entities that were part of us during these operations, I can mention a few. It is members of the CPF, it is the Civilian Secretariat of Police, community safety structures, the likes of these gentlemen sitting here. We had a total of 99 members of the community that physically participated in this policing operations. We had customs officials, NGOs, and private security, and the Provincial Liquor Authority, 2 of those members. And whenever we have high density operations or disruptive operations, there's always representation from our Provincial Liquor Authority because their mandate is exclusive to them. What we have recovered so far, I just want to reflect on the drugs. Thank you, sir.
Thus far, we have arrested 69 people driving under the influence of alcohol. We have arrested 15 found in possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition. People in possession of dangerous weapons, 282 of them. These are people that were physically arrested. In possession of suspected stolen property, 131. When we find a person with a piece of a palisade fencing that we know that it doesn't belong to him or her, and when confronted he can't give a satisfactory, or she can't give a satisfactory answer, these type of people, we had over from the 15th to the 17th, we had the National Youth Day event at the stadium, Dr. Mulemela Stadium. On the morning of the 15th, members of the security of Sentlek arrested a Lesotho national that were busy cutting the electrical cable that leads to the stadium. Broad daylight, found in possession of all this, hacksaw and whatever else they are using. Later the day, the members of SAPS Kagisanong again arrested suspects found in possession of what we would call housebreaking implements. This type of things that they are using to commit crimes with. And the targeting of critical infrastructure is a serious problem to the SAPS. And we, as ordinary citizens, are suffering at the hands of these criminals because they are coming and cutting, this electrical cables, and they are they go and sell it. Because there is this expectation that if it's cut, the municipality is going to come and fix it. because they know that if the community is going to be without electricity or water supply for a couple of days, the community is going to get frustrated. They're going to show their frustration, and then local services need to be activated. So it's a very vicious cycle that we are dealing with. Undocumented persons of all nationalities, not just from Lesotho, all nationalities, from the 17th of April until now, 352 of those were arrested. And I mean, that 352 is just a drop in the ocean. And when we are sharing this, we are not, saying that we should be mindful of, who your neighbor is. Is he or she documented or undocumented? But you as a South African, that would allow a person from a foreign, origin into your yard, at least make a point thereof to say that, are you documented? Do you have the papers to be in this country? Are you here on a visitor's permit? Are you here, on a student's permit? Or our colleagues of Home Affairs can explain that process to us. Fighting crime starts with us. It doesn't start at law enforcement agencies where we need to, because the 352 that we arrested, I think 4,000 of them got away. Because the last operation that we had targeting the dumping site, South Park, the one previous to that was on the 17th of March. We have arrested 152 undocumented foreign nationals with children, males, females, young, old. On the 26th of May, when we went to do the same, we only managed to arrest 14 because they were even telling the police, no, we knew you were coming because we were told that you were going to come. So on that morning, 4 o'clock in the morning in May, it's still pitch black, it's very dark. The police went in, we only managed to secure 14 arrests. And these are just to disrupt the normal flow, because for those of us who are using the dumping site, we can see that there is an economy that's starting to develop there. People are setting up a community, so to speak. There, things like pool tables is being seized. Alcohol, drugs, spaza shops is being run right on top of the South Park dumping site. And then when ordinary South Africans and when ordinary citizens would go and dump, then they fall victim to crime and criminals. One of our colleagues, a colonel, his 2 sons were attacked there. They were shot. Luckily, they didn't die. Not long. I mean, this colonel sitting here to my left, 2 days in a row, he's been reporting murders. People that would park off there in close proximity to South Park. A South African national that is working for the South African National Defence Force was shot and killed. A week or 2 before that, an unknown, well, by now is known, this person, his body has been found dumped there. This morning, once again, not far from there, another person has been shot and killed. So it's important that we need to take note on where we as law enforcement agencies are coming up short. We can't be everywhere. But it starts with a vigilant homeowner, a vigilant compatriot that must now find out, who is the person that I'm accommodating in my yard? Do I know who he or she is? Is he sleeping during the day? And when the sun sets, he wakes up, put on a long jacket and dark clothes, and then he goes and he comes back. These are the type of people that you need to come forward and say, yes, I've got somebody like that staying in my yard. Because I don't know what he's doing. He's paying his rent on time. I don't know where is he working. All that I know is he wakes up at night, he leaves, and he comes back in the morning. It's important that we need to share this type of things, because it's our compatriots that would fall victim to this type of behavior. So, when it comes to liquor and concoctions, then the amounts that are being seized, it's mind-boggling. And maybe this is where Mr. Dichabe is going to assist us. Because these things are seized from shebeens, people that are brewing concoctions and that are selling liquor unlicensed. The drugs that we are seizing, it's things like ket, nyaupe, mendrex. In this period, 453 full tablets of mendrex have been seized. And that, once again, is just a drop in the ocean. On the 11th of March, on the day of the funeral of the former MEC of Education, Ntate Kate Magwe, may his soul rest in peace. On that Sunday, members of the police apprehended a Tanzanian national in town carrying a small school bag. When they searched, they found 1,000 tablets, Mendrex tablets, in the bag. They then followed up. This Tanzanian national took them to a plot in Falbank, where we have uncovered a manufacturing laboratory, where the machines that is made, that cost hundreds and thousands of rands to press tablets. It's not a thing, not a fly-by-night situation. These machines are being bought by pharmacists and medical companies. And that thing, nobody can just buy the thing, go to Checkers and say, I want a machine to press Mendrex tablets. But it is here. That machine, that whole laboratory was then dismantled. How many more of those type of things is happening right here where we are staying? We should be mindful. In Botshabelo, there was a disruptive operation last week, Friday. I went to Botshabelo. An Ethiopian national sells what we are referred to as paraphernalia in drug abuse. It is these things that they are smoking, this, I don't know what type of drug that they put in there, in this glass tube, and then they warm it up. What is crystal? Okay. They are selling those things as if it is sweets. It's coming from some foreign country in boxes and boxes and boxes. So when I'm asking this Ethiopian national, why are you selling these things? He says, sorry, I didn't know. I say, you didn't know. What are they doing with this other than to smoke drugs? And they are selling this thing in boxes. I mean, we are talking here wholesale. There's no other purpose that you can use this little thing for, this little pipe, than to put your things in there, warm it up, and then smoke it, and then. Are we saying as South Africans, as law-abiding citizens, that we don't see these things? We need to increase our vigilance, because for those of us who doesn't use these drugs, we are fine. But for others that is too weak, that get exposed and then get hooked the first time, we will lose them. And then we will then be on the receiving part of their drug dependency. So, my compatriots, as I've said when we started this journey, that this can't be a once-off. This can't be, we need to continue. And I'm just worried. At certain times, the community shows a lot of vigor. And then days like today, there's only a few there. But I'm not saying that they are less worried. I'm just saying that we need to keep the momentum going. Because for us to deal with crime, we need to deal with crime collectively. So in short, there's still a lot of things here, and I'm not going to bore you with all these things, because all these pages, all 20-something of them, is the work that the police have been doing based on information that we have received from engagements like this. And we will continue to strive to forge better working relationships. You need to tell us where we are missing the plot. You need to tell us where we have met your expectations. And we don't need to shy away from calling a spade a spade. I'm going to pause here for now. thank you very much for listening. And I also need to say that this is the work of Colonel Govane, that, in the background, he is responsible not just for the mobilization, but also for making sure that this information gets packaged in the way that he knows that we are supposed to report to the community. And there where he is today, our thoughts and prayer are with Colonel Govane and the family. And we shall do it for us all as a collective here, that we should not get tired of speaking about these issues, making our contributions. Before I sit down, just allow me to share with you the following that I'm very concerned about. Remember, I think it was on the 16th of April when we spoke, Colonel Francis, you will correct me, there was an incident where children have consumed possibly poisoned biscuits. It was a case of April. When was it? For April. In the Kopanong policing area. It's one child that died. Ne? The child died. They bought these biscuits at a spaza shop that is run by a foreign national. They ate the biscuits. The one, I think there were some of them that were hospitalized and one died. Not so long, 2 weeks ago, I think, something similar happened in Tabanshu. The family went to a spaza shop. They bought chicken gizzards or soup pack or whatever the item was. They went back. They prepared this soup pack. They consumed it. And the 8-year-old girl died. The other members of the family were hospitalized. Now I'm telling you this as my members of the community, because these things is happening right there where we are staying. I'm not saying that we should take the law into our own hands and go and play, environmental health inspectors, but I'm just saying that we should be vigilant. In this country, when we are buying a consumable good, whether it is in a can, whether it is frozen, whether it is fresh, there should be a date that it is packed, a date that it is best before. There should be an expiry date. Now on this products, this soup pack, the expiry date, there's two on it, a best before and, packed by and best before. There was an original one that we saw. Then there was another one that was put on there that will only expire a year after. The expiry date for this thing was in June of next year. Now, how is it possible for frozen goods to only expire from now 12 months after that? These people have consumed these goods and the child died. So we need to be vigilant. When we are sending, children to the shops, before they consume these things that you're giving them money for, have a look and say, who made this thing? Is it made in South Africa? Is it if it's biscuits, if it's bakers or pirates or these reputable companies around here? If it's from an origin that we don't know, if you can't read what is being written there then it means it's not from our shores. Then we should be a little bit skeptical about this thing. If it's rainbow chicken, it can't be having 2 best before dates and 2, whatever use by dates. It can't be. We know these things, Mus. These things are happening. And our people are dying. And when these things are going to boil over, it is going to be the members of the South African Police Service that will be blamed. I'm just saying, please, there is many more of these type of things that you are aware of, that you should know of. We need to mobilize. We need to have this active citizenry within us to deal with these issues of common interest. Thank you very much. We will wait for you and your questions and comments. Thanks.
Ra leboha General. Batswadi ke nako ya dipotso kapa ditlhahiso kapa di comments. We'll be starting from left. We'll take 5 hands, coming to the middle and then far right. So let's start from this side. That when speaking, mention your name and then your either comments, question or clarity. Arlego.
Thank you, Kenal. Dumela. Dumela Mbahai. Dumela Mbahai. Ke dumedise setjhaba sa rona kaofela. Ke dumedise panel e dutseng mona. Tate Adams. Dumela le wena. Se ke dumedise bo general kaofela lona. Hodima ntwe kata o ifumana polelo kata o ifumana mona. Re utlwile ke ntwe tse ke nana ra di tseba kaofela rona. We know about these things and they are happening daily. So now ha sa le ntse re bua ka tsona fihlela today. I'm getting tired of ntse re bua ntwe A1 but ho sna ntwe e etsuwang. When are we going to implement ntwe tse ding tse re tsebang di tlo thibela di drugs tsena di tlo thibela ntwe tsena? I don't know where to start. Ha ke bua ka ntwe ena ya di drugs ena because it pains me a lot. Hona ntwe tse ngata tse etsahalang re di shebile tsena di etsahala baneng ba rona. I think jwale ho tlo bua ne re eng re bua ka tsona. Then what is the use? When are we going to act to stop these things? As a SAPS, I hear you, the report, but it's not enough. But daily. Let me just take you one fella. We try to reclean strata tsa rona mona. Ra leka re le ba hae ba mona ra ikopantsha. Re kopane kaofela rona from to difference in talking the forum le dintho tse ding mona the stakeholders. The very following day ha re ya mono ho so ho faile hape. Why law enforcement sa rona kae? Batho ba rona ba masepala ba kae? So Colonel, to speak about these things re tsaba di a etsahala daily be ha ona niks e etswang, it is pointless. Where is the ACPS? They were not there. We called them, but they were not there. Police station they didn't show up. We found them. So today, the statistics, when are we gonna act? When are we gonna ACPS visibility? But what are you doing? So no general ema happy mona re tlo bua hema ho tshwere bo mamankai ho tshwere bo mamankai bana ba shwa mo bana ba bolayana. For me at this pointless ha ne re bua re tlo bua enyenye re sna ntwe re yetsang. Serious. Re a bua every day ke meeting obo ka tse re bua he ho etsahala nka he ho etsahala kae but ho etwa neng ho etswa dintho neng le rona re le ba high religion. Ha ke tlo shebana le ACPS fela le rona re etsang le rona re le setjhaba tjena bana ba rona ba bolayana di phone call ne di kena di WhatsApp di mata mara ha ona le motho e wana la ema a ya bona a lo sheba ho etsa la ka dikolong ka mo but it is worse ona le batho ba patalwa mosebetsi ona ngapolesa. Can you give me chance in that get? So ne ke kopa Ntate Adams, how actually re tlweleng ho bua fela how actually le rona ba hae ha re acting re thibele dintho tsena di a etsahala re a tseba we know. So for me it is pointless ne re bua mona re eng but ho sta ntho re etsang. I think you can.
Thank you, sir. Happy Father's Day. Ya batho ba batonna Ga lebogang re le ba gaetsho ba ba phelang mo go one toropo e ala yotlhe. We know about those stories. Mapolisa ba ba bereka mo police station le na ma re le bereka le bo mali na ma mo. Crime is starta inama inna big. You know score rekiswa tsone di traka tse ding. You know so la patalwa for yone. We need go net clean bana ba tshaba le go tshameka mo. Ne re kopa ke Colonel Mang Adams wena papa re kopa motho wa rona nong kgamanetse go utlwile re fed up like ya pegala nkare ke goganya ope a ke gogenya ope a le thibeng batho ba
ra lebo batswadi ke tlo kopa hore re hlomphaneng ke tlo kopa hore la re botsa dipotso re be specific re botse potso re skara tla fela ga tlo senya nako mo ka sa kgone ho botsa potso kapa comments go utlwana hore a re botse mpotso re etseng comments kapa re tlhaiseng batswadi ka utlwana ene ha monga botse peta skara e pheta hape potso e tshwanang le yone e
Dumelang ke utlwile go re ipolele ke re itumetse makgonofane from Mangaung Concern Community. Ntate Adams ha se khale ha ke sebetse so ke motho a phuthang mathini le mona ke bona ha le tla ka dikoti ne ke batla ho phutha. It happened hore ile hoseng it was 7 minutes past 7 ke rekisa mathini ka mo ka class. I went there ke rekisa mathini. I saw 5 guys bona ba tshwere hope ya ke ntwe le bitsang ya electric cable eo ke ne ke batla ho shoota cable but ke sa khone ke tshaba ho ba shoota close range ke khone go shoota dikoloi tse neng di tshwere that cable ke khone go shoota yona ba itlhagisitse mo tlase. I went to St. Lake ke nana community concern e kala o utlwa ntwelo. I went to St. Lake ka tloela mathini a tlo mphang tšhelete for bana baka. I went to St. Lake ba re ntate ke mang o wa St. Lake o ka office not Mamathu wa Botshabelo CEO ba go ka meeting ka re ntwena agent e ke tlileng ka yona ka ke nkile registration le koloi tse thago le batho ba teng ke khone go ba shoota but cable ya ka I shoota haholo ka reporta that thing ka ba ka go bona ha le kala ya hona jwale tje le tlo ithola ha se khale ke selemong sona sena ka ba bolella go zoning e ke dulang ho yona ka tloa ho yena ka re zoning e ke dulang ho yona there's a house mollo wa teng le ha ka ba ga tingelwa ga etsa mollo wa mo ha o timi ka ba fa address ka ba fa mabitso a ka ba fa rona ke dula kae ba mpitsitse ba nketsetsa committee ka reng ha ke tsebe ke president until today le ona tjeng ka tsa malo wena ona tjena ka fitla ka o bontsha ntlo eo re a charge mo ra charge rona ra charge mono mollo wa mono ke 24 hours re hora di hitara ke hele o mnate wa utlwa ntate wa ka so St. Lake elang ho lona le ho rona hore mollo wa tima ke tima nna ke ile mo ha ba etsa letho le hona jwale tje ke ntse ke rekisa mathini mo di cable di ntse di rekiswa mo ke khutle not long ago ke ntse ke botsa ntate hore na ntate Sethole e ne e le eng ka hara seponisa strateng sena na sa Charlotte Maqeke mane ha di drugs tsena ne di qala ntate Tebo ke ne ke le mogotsi wa makwerekwere in those olden days ha di drugs di ne di tla I put my head on the block ke bolella maponisa ntate Sethole was in the office ka fuwa tee ya coffee ke ba bolella hore di drugs di kena jwang wa bona ka mora Central Park ha di saluni tsena ntate bo di kala o fihla bana ba sekolo mo ba ne ba reka di-drugs mo ke ne ke le friend ya bona ke ga o le friend ba tlo o bontsha mohlala until today e ntse e etsuwa ntho eo e ntse hona ona mo ha ona nix e kileng ya etsahala. There was a meeting on tshwerwe ka ke outdoor sports center itse ha ke bua ka ntho ena cause ntho ena ke dula ke reporter every day meeting o tshwana le ona wa SAPS hore re beha mohlotsa tsa rona hodima bro mara ha ona nix e etsahala. Instead you've been marked lebitso la Ntate Adams ke tloa ke le khutletsa morao ka nako ya COVID Ntate Adams ha o ka checka di-recording tsa hao go na le phone ya 0736668800 ene e dula yo founela. There was a guy a neng a rekisa di bojwala rona ma South African re sa kgone ho rekisa bojwala. I report that guy ka ba ka fuwa dinomoro tsa hao. Thank you today ke a o bona. I'm not blaming you, but ke batla ho bontsha hore ha o re reporte gale re reporta but nothing is happening. So today I'm saying to you with my humility right down ke o tla ka lengwele ke nka tuku ke ilahlela fatshe ntate re today re tlo le entertainer mona ene ke nana re entertainer for the last time. Let's the topic begin in the location. If le sa kgone ho etsa re tla le etsetsa. I salute.
Khotso ke CB Badira SAPS ke a le kopa please assembly fala ka re thusa ka ra Tambo Square especially ko tlase kwana na mo mekhukhu SAPS ke kopa hore le ka nna la re beela selo mona ha ke atla ka dintho tse ngata ha le ka re beela fela hore ne re bane le SAP e leng gore ne e tla gona hore thusa ka mapekena re tsaua dipore ra dira la re a diporong re tsama ka bomanto bonyana rona ra itshokolela so ha re tsama ka bomanto ha re shebile selo ramkrala mona re tsaua di phone re tsaua di tšhelete bana ba rona ba ka batho especially ha le re kopa ho lona hore ne la re ka re beela di container nyana tsa SAPS mo hore ne ba re kate ba re tlhokomele le ka Tambo Square mo tlase mo le mo di roboto please ke a kopa ene le kopo ya ka fela eo.
Dumelang ke Xolane Notuku from Ward 12 ke emetsena as cleaning up streets of Mangaung ke NGO ya ka e ke butseng ke sebetsana le Mangaung at large so ntho e etsahalang ke sebetsa le ntate mona Ntate Francis ke wanted hona jwale because ke mong e leng hore tse ke tshwarisa batho ba di-drugs le maobane hona le mong re mo nkileng ke sa bobedi ke mo tlisa hape ho bo Ntate Francis ke sa tshaka bo nna ke ntse di-drugs ke mo hande ho bona then jwalo ka re mo fumane maobane re motho re ba bitsitse hape ba batla ba monka then this guy o nka bo ma 2 days bo ma 3 days wa khutla hape the same ntho maoba re qeta ho monka re misa Francis ho tlile ba bang ba rekisang di-drugs ba ya mo dizonong tsa ka ba tlo batlana le nna ba re nna tshwantse ke tlo eletsa ke tlhokagetse because ke nna o dulang ke tsenane le bone ke ba tshwarisang then ke tlo kopa ho lona ntate wa ka ke robala bohloko mo ke dula le motho wa mme wa ka ke se le motho a moholo o dula wa kiwa le yena ka baka la ntho tse ke di etsetsang community then ke tlo kopa le wena Ntate Francis please kopa le mise manto hona jwalo o itse o tlo tla o bua le nthomane le councillor you said will go with me there to that guy re bone re etsa jwang you didn't do that so ke thabile hore ko bone le wena le teng mona please ntate wa ka kopa re sebetseng thank you.
Dumelang bo mele bontate o buang ke winki go tswa mokgatlo wa United Against Crime ya pele ke Ntate Adams kutlwa ntse hana ka gore le berekile yang e ntshwenya thata ja ka motho wa mme ebile ke boulella motho wa mme ke mona bua last mo for go reipilwe ena ne motho o reipilwe o mo reipile o ntsa tsa Afrika teng ga strata sa gare case ne la ga ntate ka mo sports ebile neng NPA e be kopa for after that mme a kopane le bone le ntate re be re kopa ntate wa Batho police station a nne mo go utlwe report ha o tla ka report gore motho o heletswe a arrestilwe na because o rapile mmeole ke yone re batlang go utlwa ke utlwa sa bua ka yone ntate wa ka ya bobedi ke ye last maponisa a rona corrupt last ne ke tsamaya ka mole maponisa a rona ntate Adams la leka mara le failwa ke maponisa lena apere uniform ba tsaya ba bribewa mo dithabeneng especially mo dithabeneng tse di kwalang bosigo mo mosho it was about 8 o'clock ke hita mo zone ngeo ke bona taxi ya mapolice e tswa go tsa bribe that time kana ka leka go ke phone le ntate Lefefe ke kopa ntate Lefefe ke re ke ba ka ba bona maponisa tsa bribe go tletse mo ha ba tlose batho bao and then ke 8 o'clock ha ba kwali it means community ya rona ha e robale ke batho bao and then maponisa a involve and se se utlwisang botlhoko la leka mara le failwa ke maponisa lena just like le rona community re leka for re lwantshe botlhoko tsebe community ntse re faila because community ya rona ha ne kgathetse ke botlhoko tsebe nka be re se bakana mara ka bakeng la gore ba bang ke magwala or ba re maponisa a gone go ba protector ba tshaba go ema ba lwantsha dilo tse di masho tse di diragalang ka teng ga community so ntate Lefefe ke rata go ntate modimo le dira hantle lena maponisa la ntse le failwe ke ba bang thank you
dubelang le ba etapele bohle ba mekgatlo nna ke nontsokolo boy hona mona member a community ntone ke batla ho ihlaisa re complainile haholo especially ka Tambo Square but tse ding tsa tsona general di bone tse ding tse ne complain ka tsona di kgonne ho etsa mosebetsi o but tse ding a di soka di etsana so ntone ke tlo bua tsatsing lena I'm not gonna complain about those things because ke nana go letla qetellong re tlo ifumana re be re lokise ntwe ngwe be hantle ntwene ke kwatla ke kopa ho itseba fela rona ana ha le nka letsholo le kenella sethabeng le kenella ho rona ka di complain tse rona re dintsitseng re le setshaba why ho sa nkwe ba bang ba etapele ba community ba be teng ba be party ya ntwene kura is not to say re nkela seponisa matla but ne ke botsa for rona ana ha o khona hale why I'm saying that because last nyana mon ho nona le maponisa ana tlile ka Tambo bana ba etsa mosebetsi wa bona ene le teng ke ba bona ba ne ke ya samoe ne le late ne le bo past 7 8 na le motho ne ke mofelesi re fihlile maponisa ao ana searcha shop ya makula ka Tambo hona le maqulwana nana a community ana ntsa bina monono against mapolisa wa yutlwa ba lwantsha maponisa o raska kena mo yes community le rona re faila re go right faila rona ka borona hobane ha go tlisise hore ha maponisa a tlo searcha mo because of my friend Ampa Skoloto he tshwantse ke eme against that so ne ke botsa hore ana maponisa o ka se be le party ya community hore ke le ka ba tshwanela ke eme ke le one protector ntweno ene ke le ka ema ka hore na o le fast call ba se fast call batho bana betsa mosebetsi wa bona but he ne ke botsa hore ana ha o kgona hale ke a lebo
dumelang bomme le bontate nna ke ditlhare ke reise modise o hla mokgatlong o moja o go sebetsa le maponisa o jima nna ke dula ka mane ka Masakeng re sebetsa le ntate mona seteng ya Boomspruit ho la ba le motho a la bolawa ka mo ka gona ka mo ga le ka o founela maponisa a tlile mare e se e le gala a tle ka bo past 10 motho o bila sa hlokaetse ya bane ke le ka ho bua le station commander sa rona ka mo ke mo hlalosetse hore nang ha ntho e le tjena na hore nang re tlamile re etse jang rona ka Masakeng ka mo ya baneng ha ka khutlela ho nna because ke na le nomoro tsa etsa WhatsApp ha ka ang araba and then engwe hape etsa halang ka mo ka Masakeng maponisa a rona a sebetsa le batho ba rekisang di drugs ke likile hore ke complaine ke le wa bontsha hore nang ke kae mo le ponisa leo ha letla ka sethuthuthu letla a isa di drugs mo and then motho o tshosetsa community o re yena ha ka tshwarwa wa tseba gona o tlo etsa jwang o ile a tshwarwa but ha dula na kwetelele o tshwere 2 days letsatsing la bogago ya baneng o gutlile so ke tlo kopa maponisa a rona ba be le tshebedisano mmoho le rona ntse re tseba hore re ntse re na le hore re tlole molao bana beso o baneng re supporta batho ba tlola molao le taverne e teng ka mo taverneng eo ke ba holwane mo ha e sa le yone ke lla ka yona ka dilemo ke baholwane bao ba rekisa di-drugs ho bapalwa le phulu moo e tla re ha re ile re founa re le community maponesa a tla but ha ba tshware batho bao ba tla ba fuwa tjhelete ba fuwa bribe e nngwe hape ke tlo kopa gore le retsetse mobile police station ka moo hobane Bloemspruit e hole le rona ka moo re tlo kopa retsetse mobile police station because ha sa le re sepisa hore re tlo tsetsa mobile police station empa ha eso etsa le eo ke a leboha.
Dumelang. Ke dumedisa boeteledipele ba sponisa le boeteledipele bo botlileng mo ka different department. Ke nna Tshidi Mogwera ke bereka Council ka area ya Tambo Square ke under councilor wa me e bong ile Pule Sefaki ke ene councilor wa rona mo brancheng bo ba rona ba Ward 1 re tlo mo okeletsa dijara tsa tennis mo godimo ga mo ke councilor wa rona o permanent ke ne ke buela mo plekeng ya selo ya sponisa ke ne ke batla go tlhalosa bikinyana gore ha re tlo go tlhokomela selo batho ba tsamayang mo toropong kae kapa kae wa bona ha re ka dira selo se sa selo sa stop and search, drinking in public, urinating o tlo kra tsone dibeke tse di pepileng ka gare ga mekokot ke tsone tse di jereng dilo mathata a lemfo ke yone a re tlhekefetsang autis. So ke ne ke kopa gape law enforcement ya rona ha ka tla go sheba toropo no yana e tletse di vege ke bo dibeko ke bo brai kae kapa kae wa tlisa. So batho ba go tla go ba tlhokomela bontsi ba bone ha bana disilo di permit tsa go rekisa no ya o tsama mo tripega ke selo ke tsone dilo tse tsa bone and then ha ba etsa ba batla le go lwantsha ha ke tse batho ba tlhaga kae ba batla go ipang kae kapa kae mono. So gape ke ne ke boela mo boemong ba selo ba batho ba re ba hiriseditse mo selo especially ka Tambo Square autis re hiriseditse batho ba tswang ko ntle and then batho ba tswang ko ntle ba ke ne ke kopa rona re le selo di landlord re kgone go direla batho ba di permit go tloga ko sponiseng go itsagale forene ke mang o dula mo o dula ka lebaka le lefeng o tswa kae and then le passport tsa bone re kgone go di sheba anna di mo maemong a siameng. And then gape and ha o ka tlo go tlhokomela ka selo ka Tambo Square ena le dithunya tse dintsintsi man tse dintsintsi go na le dithunya ka Tambo Square ke ne ke kopa le operation tlhasela ka re sponsors ka re thusa ka thata for ne re ka Tambo Square ena le dithunya ena le batho ba ba intsi ba tswang ko ntle khao ke bona ba dulang mo mikhukung ke bona ba tlhekefetsang setšhaba sena sa ka Tambo Square wetse ke ne ke rata go reka mollo ka thuetloko mo moshong ke ya ko garage. But nowadays I can go to a momusho. How much like a o hedile ke be ke tsama ka dipijama ke lo reka mollo kwana because go na le batho ba ba tsamang bosigo kwa le no tlo ba cheka ke bone batho ba ba tswang ko ntle ke bone batho ba ba go batsang selo batho ka Tambo Square khal ke ne ke selo ke buela gape mo di selong mo di tuck shopong batho ba ba na le di tuck shop ke ba matswa ko ntle kwale batho ba ba lwantshana ba ha motho mongwe a dirile tuck shop mo o mongwe a dirile tuck shop ha ba tlo mong gape a tlo go dira tuck a go ba tsela di customer ha etsa o dira eng o hira batho ba ba tswang ko ntle go ropa tuck shop ele ba serma ke tuck shop eno go nne le robbery mo go yone ke bona batho ba gona ba matswa ko ntle ba di tuck shop ba so mo bana ke ya ko toropong ka tiretloko mo moshong ha ke ne ke hit hape le ga ramkra le go na le koloi engwe ya Mercedes Benz ene phekile temokrane heletswe ke selo ke petrol temmo so ntate ha ema temmo mo moshong ka tiretloko ka ba mo direla selo problem temmo ba thuba selo festere ya selo ya Mercedes ba mo tsela dilo ha ba etsa ba tsena ka ramkra la temmo so di light tsa rona tsa sintle ke mo di a tseuwa mo especially go tloga go bridge go ya kwale ba tsenela ka gare ga Tambo Square batho ba ba tswang ko ntle kwane ke bone ba ba segang di selo di-cable tsa selo tsa di-light tse di re lightelang teng mo ke ne ke kopa ke hella teng mo.
Thank you, Bora. Ke leboha batho ba kaofela ba tleng a mo le lona kaofela ke Themba Phillips ke mo ward 1 ke mo ward community Ntate Sefaki a ke no ba motelela akalo ke batla bua fela ka ntho ka lerata le etselang ka location la rona ye lerata ke lela ba gaeso na o sheba mo dipotong tsa o feta teng mo ke batho ba baholo gona no meeting ko na batla ba re ba khathetse mara ha o ka la nomoro ya ne re tshwara fatshe o tla bona tlhekwa le le tsofetseng o tshwara fatshe but ntho tse tjena ha di tle sa boraro a ke tsebe or a ke na sa tsebe molao batho bana ba tshwara bana especially ba ka ntle ka teng after 2 weeks a ke tsebe o mo face mohlomong ta address ntwe after 2 to 3 weeks mona o teng ape teng mona mara mona deportira tla kopa o tlhaleswe teng ona teng mo ha re teta teng mo sa di last ke tlo beya mic batho ba modimo bontate a ke re on spot pa ka ke ena ka tlasa Mangaung go na le caravan e tshweu teng mo ke head office ya bona teng mo I know some of them are here ka bizwa ka dikobiso ka eka ha re bitsa bo di meetings tsa CPF is so simple wa join mara nze re bua mihlana hona stepente mo is everything o kana bua ko CPF le bontate ke bana ba sponsors youth ya rona a ke tsebe pa ke ena ba gaeso kyani park mara uno takela truck ya di food parcel ne thulana to come nice mara ntonse tsena di my concern ya ka eng fela le ka ba le no ka recent ka June bana ba rona ba sokotso study especially study se ke dlang o sona I know ke tlo ko jiswa pe mantsi when I'm brave ke tla bua ba pele ka rata le a re roba ba gaisi bile ke swere ke boroka ntse ke emiteng mona ha ka le freighter e tla tatela sonta in the morning ke kopa ntwe wa nto ha ba batho ba ntse ba patrol ba le dipotong tsena le kene ka o tsona re roba ba gaisi ke ntho tse hlodiang a sa brief ba gaisi ka kopa tangihle.
Dumelang bo mme le bontate ke nna Karabo ke tla mo mokgatlong o montšha o bitswang Ojima before ke sumulla ne kopa go leboga Ntate Francis just want to applaud you on Friday we had a successful bust and thank you for your quick response that one I want to applaud you with potso ke ye bontate baka mo go lena re na le di-organization mo tse di different tse di itetse maphelo a bone for community go bona gore bobodu ba fela ana sepodisi sa re recognize na rona batho ba tsamang masigo batho ba kgona go hana ka information gore go diragala eng na la re recognize ke potso ke batlang go itla go tswa mo go lena engwe taba ke ye bo mmele bontate maponesa re na le mathata a serious ka gangsterism ke tla tlhalosa ka sekolo se ka dikolo tse ke tsamang mo thoko ga tsone ke moemedi Karabelo Atlehang Atang ke dikolo tse leng gore di na le mathata bohodisa ka gangsterism re a tsamaya re le di-organization bomele a ke tlo buella organization e ke le mo go yone because re dira so se senotsi di-organization tse da tsamaya mo dikolong re kopana le bana ba tshwarang a tsene ka mogare ga sekolo a tshwere masheti re kopana le bana ba ba tsamayang ka dithunya ka gare ga sekolo re beya maphelo a rona mo kotsing go bona gore community ya rona e siame go na le mmena buile mo ka ditaba di cable re nile le bust ya Koporo bere mo handa over go re handa that particular people ba go maponiseng ko kagisano problem that we are facing the police would say what rights do you have to bring this boy here or these boys here without any case number? So what is the use of us trying to resolve or trying to protect the community, but yet our police is failing us? Every time when we are conducting the patrols, night patrols, stop and search, we find people, young boys with drugs, with whatever weapons they might be carrying. We do citizens arrest. Our police advise these young boys to open a case against us, the people who are trying to protect the community. That's the problem that we are facing. So what is it that the police can assure us with the people here who are running day and night trying to resolve this problem? But they will tell you there are no vents available. And we would go, you got 6 vents parked outside at the police station. Thank you very much.
Dumelang setšhaba. Ke kopa apology ka quality ya voice ya ka e na le go semeka hide and seek. Ke na le reminder e ke lebisa mo Kagisanong police station. The last time at our meeting go na le nkgono ona complain ka foreign national ka ke le Nigerian. Ko Rockland o ene le gore o abuse small boys. Le yona case e re kopa go tla report back from Kagisanong, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Dumela. Man, I think we've been having this kind of meetings, General Adams. I think the community, we don't take ourselves serious. We must start there first. Look, now we have a group consisting of about 100 and something people there. But look, the number of, we must start by taking ourselves serious before we think of leading this community, or before we come with solutions for this community. Come with a solution to yourself, Pele. Ipankanye Pele wena on your own. We've got so many different organizations, Kara community, particularly Bloemfontein. So many of them. I'm a youth activist. I'm an activist and in those the groups, it's different. Individuals have been captured. It's either by politicians, it's either by media. Mess. Batho. We have a CEO here now who is responsible for the licenses and the but we never get an opportunity to have it. Mr. Kennedy Chad. It's not a personal attack, sir. Mare, government, we have messed up so many things here. We are here what we are here today because of them. Ringasi blaming Batho too much here. Ringasi blaming the ponies too much here. But short staff, they are underpaid. Government system was designed for us to fail. Sharp. Government systems was designed for us to fail. We can form organization, and organization will protect Makula. We can form organization, and another organization will protect Bahulwan. Will protect this, will protect that, will protect that. We'll have leaders that will say form committee and lead us, but they will never lead us, they will lead their self-interest. So it's useless for us to have such meetings every day and talk, but we don't have solutions. You have grandchildren, say. If you die, because nobody is promised tomorrow, you can die anytime, anyway. You can die now, not necessarily by Othabiwa or Otunyiwa. It's not necessary. Death can come so many forms. But now, have you ever visioned your future about 10 years from now? This politician doesn't give a fuck about us. Harry, they don't give a damn about us. There is an incident now, we are talking here. I thought we are supposed, now we have one agenda. Gwari now is becoming a location, people. Gwari is becoming a location, people. We cannot dwell drugs this, drugs that, but without solutions. That subject needs serious attention. Dukwan must be here when you talk about that subject. That one must be here when you talk about that subject. So as for us, we're going to come with the solution of 0% of eradicating drugs in this community, we are fooling ourselves without interference of this leadership. Their only concentration now is 2024 elections, that and that and that. That's the only thing they are thinking now. And who's going to vote for them and who's going to see them in power? It's us, the community. And us, they're going to show us the middle finger after we have voted for them. I'm not saying we should vote for any. I don't tout for any political party. I don't do that. But we must do things for our own, in our own community. And we must sign an MOU with the SAPS that we're going to form street committees. That if we take things in our own hands, as we are saying right now, we are going to be protected by the SAPS. Then it's a solution. This, what we are doing now, is nothing but wasting our time here. Quarry must be closed. There is a 240 million last year, a tender that was supposed to be given someone here or us, small contractors, to look after that quarry. But in Motho Pitoria, o tlisitse 2 trucks tsa gare ka mole, go builwe camping and camping. O ko ga bone ko Pitoria, doesn't give a damn about us. He's invoicing every fucking month. No subcontracting, no nothing. We are going there. You are. I mean, o mangwana gago. Go etsa motsholla matlakala go quarrying. Ngwana gago wa khonariwa, o tsiwa cell phone, o tsiwa mabanta, 5 bullets. Mongwaneng wa 12 years, and we are sitting here and saying nothing. Mari, the time re ne re matcha rona, police, all police vans were all over here. We're all over here. Now we are marching for our own rights. Where police, I grew up with him, that boy. I'm not your enemy. I'm not your enemy. So it's tiring. Everybody's captured. This media now, they're going to listen to, going to get 10,000 their bosses, they're going to listen to them. If what you have, this thing is I think we must take a conscious decision by signing an MOU with us. And it needs to happen in general. The sooner the better. Our life is at risk, all of us. No one is safe here. No one is safe here. And we can sit and talk without any action. We are going nowhere. We are going nowhere. After this meeting tomorrow, your child is going to Gwari he's got shot. What are you going to say? Are we going to say, don't disturb me, please, my brother. We have no time. We have no time. We have no time, honestly, as black people, especially as black people, we have no time. Because I'm old. I'm 43 years old. But I'm look handsome, you see. Kids are having kids. Jails are full of youth. Foreigners are suffocating us because now they are taking economy out of our community. They are buying guns. They are giving drugs to the community. We are always drunk because of drugs and abuse of alcohol. We can't think straight. But we cannot blame them. We must blame the government. We must put the blame to the government. And the rate of unemployment is too high. So let's stand up and have a day and a time. Let's go and close dumping site. No municipal vehicles, no one. It must be closed, shut off until press media and the premier must come here. We don't want Totoma Kume as an acting premier. We want Tukwan to come and tell us why these people are staying there. Why are they staying there? That's my concern for today. 2 kids have been shot, Batho, 14 years and 18 years. 5 bullets, 7 bullets. Why didn't they just take that phone and those bells and continue with their lives? Why do you have to shoot them? Let's go there with that. Call those Beres people like they do it in Silo when they kill people, innocent minors there. call them, let's go there as the community, let's go there. Whoever comes, he can come. Whoever don't want to come, they can come. But now, we must go there and shut down that place, people. The sooner the better. You know, black people, we must first take ourselves serious. I was in a meeting, I was passing along Moving Park, and so many white people, and saying, man, I mean, why these white people are so... Then I join in. They are taking their life serious. The concerns of surages, how to matlakala. Everyone, even their children, they were there. Look us now. We are few here. Bagodi Tavening, le organizer di pizza for Father's Day. Fuck that. Le organizer di pizza for Father's Day. We are supposed to talk serious matters here. You are not even here. La go bua ka bo batho, la go bua ka bo banyana. Bontate tshogang. Wake up. Wake up. Ha sana nako. Ha sa tlogela gore wa ngata go ngata. I don't want to be anyone's friend anyway. But this thing is a war. Hala gotlhe. Wake your wake other lions. Forget about sleeping sheep. Sleeping sheep are the drug addicts. Batho will wake them at a later stage. But there are people that can come here and be active. This selfish behavior in amongst ourselves, but man. Time is not for ona. Not for ona. And I the government telling. One day they will bend on our knees. I'm telling you. They will come and bend on our knees.
Lenna kale ke lebohe sebaka se ke se fuang ke lebohe le ba etapele ba rona ba maponisa ba mona le ba bang ba mekgatlonyane tse kutledi mara ke na le ntsetle batho ba modimo lanka o ke na le nane ke na le tlhaiso ke dula ka mo Cape Town se ke le dipuo matlosi ape ke bona councilor ya ka eleng bana ba ne ba dula mo ntlong e mo sporong ka mo Cape Town se mo di steps so ha ba sa ba tloile mo ha ba sa tlhola ba le mo ha o tswa o tswella ka kwano tlola sporo ba beile hona le mokhukhunyana mo so ba dula mo bosiu kaofela ba ntsha di gate tsa rona tsa di devil fork ba tsena mo di jarteng tsa rona ba go utswetsa ba ntsha le di devil fork so ha re robale hona le trolley ka bo 2 o'clock e dulang e feta e rasa mo so especially nna bila ke robala ha ke utla trolley eo ke a tsoa ke be ke tswa ke lo hlodisa ka ntle ke a e bona la e ya kwa la e khutla ape ntse ke tlhodisa ela ya loko ga ke robale ke nana gate ya ka e kile ya ntsuwa ke bone bana bao e be le gore ka bona kolo hona le kolo e hlamba baleya aba baleya mohlane ke tswela ka ntle ke e fumana mo strateng ba ka thusiwa ke ntato mo ga enka re busetsa ka jarte so ba betloko ke a ke tsibile ke bomang so ke sa ratori ke epele spone sembe ke ya batswading ba bone ke lo ba ke re ba ba khalemele so motswadi e mong a ba go tlatla lo a le no ntlatla le ke tlwetse ke emetse hape ba iphete so ba dula ba ntse ba dintsha jwalo ba dintsha hona le banana hare ntwe o tlisa motloko ona le banana bana ba pepa bana le di baby nyana teng mo mabitleng mo batho ba ntse ba tlusiwa teng gona le sale e ba dulang ka tlase ga yone bosuka bo thuba mollo o besitswe mo ke kgabo hona le mokhukhu gape mo mokhukhu o ba dula khao ba tsetsi ba go besiwa mello mo ha re robale batho ba feta ba ya mosebetsing se ba nkua pomo ne ke re sponsors ke se re thuse ka patrolo ka dinako tseo sa bo 2 sembo 1 bo 3 patrol empenneteng bana ba bampeneng ba tlusiwe le mo sporong mo ba tlusiwe le mo mabitleng mo ka one ha re tsebe mahabo bona gona ba tlwetse ba re utswetsa ba tsubanya ope ba e rekisa lo e rekisa ba bang ba bona hona o bone mo ene ba rekisetsa ba bang ba batho ba tshwanang le rona so ne ke kopa mo sponsorseng for sponsors ke se re thuse ka patrolo eo
Dankie batswadi. Re le buile haholo. for ditlhahiso tsa lona le di-comments. Wa tseba botlokotsebe ke ntho e nngwe e utlwisang bohloko. Crime is very, very, very painful to all of us. I know that. And then I choose whether you are rich, you are poor, or you are having money. It affects a man le man. And then Shabasaitu. Crime is not only about police. We are parents. We are having children. And when we are having children, I think it's whereby this thing starts. The upbringing of our children. That's why the wizarding the Wile Monahore, specifically at Karisano, there are a lot of gangs currently. Few schools, I think 4 schools, whereby children are fighting each other. When you start to question or analyze the problem, give an member. What are we doing as parents? At the schools, learning day. There's no progress at school. Teachers are afraid to can teach. But this is our children. That totally is a horror. Some are now at the location enjoying Father's Day. But we are talking about our future here. We are talking about our children. The problem is crime or a situation that is happening in the country currently. Register department day 1. But teacher are going to teach us school because of our children. People that are renting these foreign nationals is us. At the end, we understand that they will be blamed as police officers. But when we rent for these people, you don't even check or are they lawful in the country. When you rent for this Bangladesh, that generally indicated some of our children, you are just renting because of money. At the end, it is the police. They are crossing the borders. Arab and xenophobics. But they are staying within us. They are staying within us. Badula lerona. Badula di jartins arona. Araba tsebi. Immediately when they committed crime, they are running back to their countries. We don't have their records. Then we blame the police. But it is our responsibility. That's why we are appealing or will not stop coming to you as community to say, let's work together. That pool. I give familiar baby, but Moshe Hanan said this Israelites from Egypt. Immediately, then they start to blame him. I think the initiatives along General Adams community among what I go on. Now, early horror meeting Leron, which was very appreciated if you are really good at another Carabello. Renale Neti. So, as you're saying, listen, the feedback of an on. He didn't say that we are stopping here. He indicated this only few things that we have done and that we are continuing doing for the community. He's not stopping. We are not stopping. The leadership amongst us is not stopping as well. But what is it that the community is also doing? We'll be blaming each other. We are coming here without any result. But I'm not sure because I think the result is the feedback general really what native something. We understand the general story
you gave information. Hana le teng kwana. There will be shortcomings. Kara organization ye nngwe le nngwe. There will be shortcomings within our families. That's why re na le bana le bo e leng hore tlo no kgalemela as a parent. But you can't give up. We don't say we are holy as Saps. There will be those elements within us that we have to correct. But we can't be giving up to, or we are giving up to Saps. You are doing nothing. Home Affairs, you are doing nothing. Correctional Service, you are doing nothing. NPA, you are doing nothing. This thing di etswa ke rona. Di etswa ke rona bana ba mmala. Ona wa rona. Dipolahano tsena di etswa ke rona batho ba bantsho. A ke batla bua politiki. Ja ka bontate ba buile politiki, but ha ke re shebeng hore why we blacks are killing each other like this. Why we blacks we hate each other like this. Why we blacks are not respecting each other like this. Ntato tlhalositse hore he was somewhere in town. He saw the whites and they were having good spirit and teamwork. They were working together and protecting their properties. Are we doing the same? Tambo Square, station commanders, relevant station commanders. The problem that has been raised here is not General Adams' problem. I think each station commander must stand up. I will be starting with Batho. You hear the problem of Tambo Square. And even the previous meeting, it was the issue to say, Tambo Square, we are not comfortable, we are not resting as community. You are going to respond to that. And then there was also a question at Blue Sprite. I think Cornelius Pesa is here. He will also respond to that. Our Home Affairs colleagues, all foreign nationals, documented. It's difficult, but you respond to that as well. Kopano, I think it was comment, or really they called and we reacted swiftly so. You will also respond to that one. Then, the councillor, you heard me or ona le matlo ileng hore a illegally here, especially Tambo Square, that is not good. And then the railway line this side. Ndate Mofokeng will also address that. And then Ndate from Liga, but you heard hore kahara tropo kamani kiri tabenefel. Can you also shortly respond to that one? And then after that, General will wrap the questions. I will start with Batho. Stand up.
Thank you, General. But wise, firstly, I want to comment Batho batlanka information horonam. I'm aware ka stories ka sporong Cape Stands ke a tseba rona le tuna le 35 tse tsamayang mo. And then I won't go deep into details, but I received information from members of the public, and then we closed the place. So I'm encouraging you to come forward with more information. And then Tambo Square, the main issue there is foreign nationals. We had an operation more, I think it's 3 weeks back. I was amazed to find people from Malawi, others from Tanzania that are living in Tambo Square. So please, it's only information. Kili encourage a mehlaena. Haki bual lonar. Tlonga information so that arkaits am sebets. And then, Saitin Lamaponisa, identify those that are not doing their work. And then libatli se uruna rakhona utilana le bona. Mama, ke tlokopa wena ontso bua ka taba ya bana ka mona ka sporong. It's not clear ho nna ke ka kwa ho sporo kapa ke site la Cape Stands ho na le mme o neng a bua tabe ko wena mama ke tla ho wena mme re tlo buisana ne. And then Ramkrali lona re fa attention batho ba eso. Ramkrali is being patrolled on a regular basis and a re fumane letho mo. So but I'm not trying to defend. We will keep on patrolling. Ho tshwana le taba ya phaka mona. Members tsa rona tsa social crime prevention ba patrolla phaka especially in the morning before dikolo di kena, because skolo se start at 7:30 in the morning mara o fumana bana ba bang ba se skolong, so ba ba lata mo ba ba question or why are they not at school ka nako eo. And then le nna myself dikolo ha di chaisa hangata ke a inka koloi ke a patrol. So ke a leboha.
Only issue a container o sa khona go respond to it, and then ya question ele wa me wa rape ne gfane ka yena last meeting me to NPA. I think that one is personal matter. It was handled by NPA and then unit ya rona ya FCS. So ke na complainant of a proper feedback because ke personal issue and sensitive matter ya case ya rape. Yellow can just divulge information it's on you. Blue Sprite.
Dumela mo mele bontate. Hona le mme a buile mona bua ka taverne. A re taverne o ke a Satan. Ho tla fela le bitso lo fela a Satan. But ke makgatlo a mangata re ikwala. General, there is a tavern called at the Devil's Place. So we have closed it very much. I've just sent the members now to go and close it down, but to open a docket, not a J534 anymore, so that we can deal with it. No, thanks very much.
Thanks. Colonel Greer. Colonel Francis, in the meantime, can you address, or is there anything that you wanted to say on the comments that was said by the gentleman here?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, General and the leadership that is here. Maybe one needs to say on my response that I normally do work with the community. Yes, we had an agreement to meet with the councillor, and he was the one delaying me to have this meeting, but we will have that meeting. That one is for sure, you know. But maybe in short, from what the general gave all of us, we are working, ladies and gentlemen, from station to station. And many a times what I saw when we were working, especially in Batho, the first meeting that started was here. When we were working here in Batho, we were looking for information as granted by the public. And we went from house to house. Many a times we could not detect that information. So we have to make use of our own information gatherers in the police station to get those addresses. So what is important here is the community have information and we had our information. So many a times these two information contradict one another. So but we are saying when you had this information, please verify it with us so that we can go and keep doing what you want us to do. Because we've been here, you know, we've been coming here I think 2-3 weeks after each other, we have been here in Batho. But like I said, all other areas. But otherwise, thank you very much. We can work together.
Thanks, Colonel is from Kopano. Then I'll hand over to Colonel Creres from Kakisanung. You will address the issue of the schools, whereby then community indicated that gangs that now is emanating and the issue of dumping site.
Thank you, General. Thank you, community. Yeah, I think on the issue of the fightings that we saw last week, especially there at Atlehang school area, I've already received also instructions, and then we have set up a meeting tomorrow at specifically at Atlehang school to go and deal with the issue. So together with the Department of Education and other role players, we are going to look at the issue of school safety committees. How are they functioning? But what's important is for us to identify these elements, children specifically that is, involved in these things. We do have information from where, this movement of children is coming from. And then we will also go and check what was specifically maybe the reason for them then now fighting. We will look into that. It is a problem because it's exam times. So we are taking it very, very serious. And I think the community, one of the speakers was saying that, sometimes we know things, but we keep quiet. I'm also a parent. You are also parents. And I want us to understand that certain things you can keep quiet about, but other things lead to people dying. So I think if we have issues with drug abuse and these type of things of gangsterism, let's extend a helping hand to one another so that we can address this issue and also get the necessary assistance that sometimes can assist this individual to get out of this specifically drug addiction or out of this issue of gangsterism. It is not impossible, but if we keep quiet, it is not helping the community, it's not helping us, and at the end of the day, the outcome will not be what we want. When it comes to the issue of the dumping site, I'll be very short on this one. We will continuously, General, have operations in the dumping site. We need our stakeholders of the municipality, of course, M law enforcement. I can say DCS was with us in the previous operations and other units. We need to work together. We need to deal with that area repeatedly. And then the areas that is surrounding the dumping site, if I can put it in this way, there's a specific hillock in the direction of Sydenham. And then there's also this undeveloped area behind Hillside View. Then also the Dinaweng Road, turning left from the N6, Caleb Mutsabi. These places are very dark at night. And I think we also need to talk to our communities so that we don't go and park there. What the reason might be, go and park there at night, 2 o'clock in the morning. We can't understand what the purpose of such a parking will be there, for an example. Now we get attacked in that specific area. Sometimes we will want to take shortcuts, moving from one place to the other. We don't use the street that is lit with lighting. We decide to take a footpath or one or other small, quick area that we don't actually even know. And then these perpetrators are waiting for us there. So community, let's open up communication channels. Sometimes on community meetings like this one, we know that your safety is also important. So some of the sensitive information cannot be shared just here. But take our numbers. For those of you that specifically had issues with Kagisanong, I am not here to make an excuse for any of those excuses. And I'm not here to justify anything. I am saying, come, please take my cell phone number. I am available to the community. Once there's an issue, please involve the station commander so that we can intervene immediately. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Krier. Ke batla tlhalosa ena fela ka puo ya rona e utlwahalang ya Sotho. Le ha re ntse re khutlela setjhabeng, ho bo buti le bo ausi, ha re tloeleng ho phaka bo dinaheng ka dikoloi tsa rona, ha re in di guest house. dipolao tse etsahalang tsena di etsahala ka ona maemo ano, especially e ntate a ketang bua ka yona. Ho bolauwe motho a phekile open space le girlfriend ya hae. So a kenne re sensitize batho ba rona hore ha re shebeng guest house bo masokolara ba teng ke di 50 rand 100 rand. Re tloele ho ya dipleke tse lo ga di safe. Ntate Ditjhaba
dumela Ludwile 50 rand and then we sorted. No, but on a more serious note, I think, General, thank you so much. Firstly, for inviting us here in that 1010. Account to how in it's one high man. But on a serious note, I think for us, that's why when that 1010 invited us here, I had to put everything aside to be here. But it's not only about me being the CEO of the Free State Gambling Liquor and Tourism Authority. It is, by and large, the responsiveness of government. Because remember, I don't work in isolation, I work as part of government. So the reason why we are here is to show this community here that this government is responsive. We are a responsive government, and when I come to what we do on a daily basis, which is licensing and regulating of, in the context of today, the liquor issue. Maybe Rikikale pele ka process ya rona, har license. You apply, wa tla office mole wa apply. Hona le advert tlamele ye pampiring. E ya newspapering, e ya gazeteng. Molao wa rona ona le process o thweng ke objection. So batho ba rona re kopa, especially ke bone since I've been here, Colonel, at least I picked up about people who stood up today and said we are a new organization. We are a new organization. I think there was about 4 of them today alone. So it shows you the seriousness with which this community takes its issues. But we want to urge the same organizations, because it's not only all of our people banale access, hobona newspaper, hobona gazette. So re kopa tsona di organizations to some batho ba rona so that ha batho ba advertiser di license or apply license tsentsha. Because molao wa rona o thibelle motho ha o apply, we must take that application. Unfortunately, we must take an application. Mara re kopa community sebetse le rona so that ha batho ba apply le feel hore mo motho a batlang ho apply la teng le na le bothata ka pleke eo, re kopa le thuse batho ba rona ba khona object. Because ha ona le objection re tla mo bitsa motho a applyileng, re bitse le community batle botong ba tlo hlalosa gore why rona re le community re pleke eo ha re batle license eo. Re tle ho ya ha se re ki party ya ha re license eo, but ha re tle ho ha se re mo file license motho o. Ha se re mo file license, motho o santsa comply di license conditions tsa hae. And batho ba remember di tavern tse di mo di community tsa rona, di mo ke di neighbor tsa lona. Di pila di ikolo, di pila, even though act ya rona ere tlamehile ba be 500 meters away from dikolo le di pleke tsa di community places bo di kereke jwalo jwalo. Mara ha se re ba license ba bang ke lona le phelang in these communities, ke lona swantse le lo jona le mme o ileng a re tavern ba roba le bosiu mo tavern eo mme wa ka le na le right ya hore letse petition le tlise botong. Ha le tlise botong ra ba bitsa batho bao, ra ba bitsa so that ba tlo hlalosa le beta ba ya lona motafuleng le bone ba beta ba hona, so that we can adjudicate. If re thola hore license that person ha comply le di license conditions tsa hae, I can assure you we have done it so many times. Ra ikwala the tavern eo. So re kopa community is ka fela matla, continue to work with us, continue to work with this collective here, continue to work with government at large, so that issue ya lawlessness e tsamaisanang le issues tsa alcohol re kgone ho e fedisa. The other day, it was on a Saturday morning, kilokuta moriri Kennel, Mo Small Street. Saturday morning, I think it was just before 10. A taxi, Quantum, that belongs to somebody, whether I'm assuming it taxi. That taxi belongs to somebody who gives it to a driver to take Banawanyane. Those kids were, I don't even think they Banaba 15 in terms of age when I just had a look. 2 Quantums. e palamiste bana at that time of the morning ba jaifa ba anwa ibile batla ho nna ba tlo mpolella hore no in fact you can take a video ba mplela le mabitso a bona. So I'm looking at this but I'm thinking motho o ntsha taxi ya hae ho lonka bana ba kana ke motswadi o feng o. So it goes back to I think ntate mo ka Katiba mo hore batho ba rona tlamehile le rona as a community we must take ourselves very seriously because ntate o ntsha taxi ya hae lonka bana bao o na le bana le yena. So bana ba hae bona ba dule ka tlung ba be safe ba batho ba bang ba nkene khumbing ya hae ba e bojwaleng ba e botaweng. So it can't be right. So we are here and I've made a pledge in fact to Ndate Tentenore going forward. I know my team works Libo Kennel in the Prof joints, but with these community meetings, I can tell you today, I will be personally involved. I will attend every meeting. If I'm around, I will attend every meeting personally. Thank you.
Tlafanda councillor be ke fa generally repe all the questions but why is ka re senyetsa nako.
No, thank you, Colonel Lefefa. Mewaka, ona bua ka issue ya selo ya Sentleke ya ntlo e le go motlakase a o weko. Ke tlo kopa address o mfa address and then ke tla address le management wa Sentleke ba khona go ya mo ba check maybe as issue ya illegal connection. So ke tlo kopa address if le ya cable ne utjwa ntsona le dinepe. Ke tlo kopa le jona o mfe tsone and then ke tla di address le batho ba relevant ko Sentleke. And then issue ya Medipua buileng ka yone ya ka mo sporong ka mane. Hona le ntlo ka mo railway mone. So ntlo e ba bitsa Hamilton Tie. Ke ntlo ke station tse tsa khale tsa Transnet. Ke address is Medipuo le Transnet. So ba re mo go nna councillor you know dilo tse di tlhaga mo listing ya rona ya disilo. E di properties tsa rona. So we need to follow a procedure e hantle mo le gore we must apply for go finance and then ba khone go itlosa mo registering ya bone ya di assets tsa Transnet. So selense ke mela entate Mashibini ba khone go appointa ra contract o le go tla khona go thuba silo Hamilton Tie eo. But engwe ke ye batsadi e ke ratang go bua Medipua buang ka yone ke likile ke bua le monga mmaraka o a thube mmaraka wa gage batho ba lla ka mo silo ka mo Cape Stance ba re go rekisiwa di drugs le na ke ile mo Medipua ile bosigo ke tlhala ele bana ba banyana ba dulang mo. So ke try le go bua le monga mmaraka ba ga mona councillor ke se ke izamang ka shone be ke my brother no ontso sa operate and then community ya safara ke yone safara. So ke kopa o thube but ntwe ke tlo re dirang ke tlo go ya go rene gape ke mo blela go ntse go liwa unless a batla ke dise law enforcement e ne bone ba tlo go ithuba. But engwe ke colonel e ke ratang go bua issue ya cable theft ke tlhoba boroko. Cable theft le issue ya se le go utjwa ga di water meter tsa masipale. So ke tlo go kopa e shaba se ka ga kwana re berekisane mmogo maobane ke krile complain hothi hona le kontse go grindwa selo king street light wa bona street light palo tsa teng ka itla ka mo go le bosigo plus mme ka tlung ona gana ke jwa re councillor e batla mapolisa ya batle wena. So a ke itla ka mo ke itlela gothi ya councillor batho ba ntse ba dira tiro tseo ke batho ba lesotho ke kopa o nne careful ke re no ke tla nna careful. But you know the sad part ke founetse Sentleke ba respondile late ke gone ba mfounela mfanda ba mpotsang ke ka go ke ga gwa tshwana batho ba sentse ba di rekisitse di selo tseo di street light. But ke tlo go kopa my community a rona you know ke ka go batho ba utlwang cable teng la ba itse ke bo mang. So ke tlo go kopa if le no le itse ke bo mang just on romelle address and then na ke tla romela batho ba Sentleke because I know le teng taba ya cable theft e phuta maphelo a lena mo kotsing because le na di target. So ke tlo kopa if issue tse di alo di diragala le ntireng aware mapolisa ba khone go di attend. We know ka mo Codesa is the same problem bana ba mo a be ke teng ka Codesa teng mme wa teng o tsintse o beile nja o dirile trad ba mapolisa a khone go tsena mo jareteng ya so that ba khone go protecta bana ba gage. So ke some challenges tse re na le tsone tse re di experience. And then issue ya disilo ya dikoporo ke kopa le berekiseng tsa di plastic di kizara tsa batho a batho ba robetse ba ditsotsi di lo go utswa di copper pipe. So ke tlo kopa community ya rona ha re berekisane mmogo between masepala le mapolisa le di-stakeholders tse ka mona. And then lastly, community ya rona batho ha ba na le bothata ka issues tsa crime ba tla mo go nna, but ha ke re ha re patroleng ha batle ba e dira tiro ya councilora ke yo request nkile ka e dira re le ene ke ra request ha re patrol ka ke maketse e le naela re le bararo e le na le request le my younger brother re patrola forensics ala yotlhe, but community ya ka mo e la ka crime but ha ba tshwanetse batle ba tlo patrol ha bayo. So ba dira issue ya crime e ka re ke a le councilora a le monosi but le yone e ba affecta. So ke tlo kopa re berekisane mmogo batswadi ba ka. Thank you.
Ke a leboha ntate councilor ka ho ba teng ha meeting o mo lo mongwe setjhaba se o bitsang hore ke tlo fa General Adams a repe all the question batswadi ke nana be re kwala mosebetsi wa rona. General.
Yo, wrapping all the questions, Colonel. I will not. Yeah, I will. I think I will just consolidate where I picked up. Let me first say thank you. Thank you once again for your honesty as my compatriots. We never embarked on this road wanting to be these people that are always just praised about how good we are. But we have embarked on this process wanting to see where it is that we are lacking, that we can improve our cooperation with your good selves, and where we are lacking in terms of our operational approaches, being informed by you that are facing this challenge on a day-to-day basis. I appreciate the fact that you get frustrated with us. I appreciate the fact that at times you feel like hating us. I also appreciate the fact that I know that you can't, be a South African without law enforcement in this country. There's no way that you think that on your own you can do this. And there's no way that we can ever assume that we on our own can do this. We need one another. So at times we just need to put our frustrations apart and focus on the issue that is challenging us. I have listened to as much as I could understand. I'm catching up on Sesotho and, I'm getting there. But some of the words is still a bit, too much for me. But I can pick up what the issue is. Those days, when there was a true understanding of charity begins at home, I think it's something that we as society are slowly but surely, losing. Because we want to make our problem somebody else's problem. That raising your child becomes an issue now that you are failing and you want to make it somebody else's problem. Because it's easy to blame people. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy to say, yes, children are going to school armed with machetes. Where is the mother and the father? That machete have been taken from the garage or under the bed or in the yard, and the child then puts it, carry it open. Or where is the mother and the father? And then when they get in fights there, now we're blaming the Department of Education, we're blaming the South African Police Service, we're blaming the government. But we are forgetting to blame ourselves for being that parent that can't deal, with issues in the house. When there's issues in a community, when we're talking about Cape Stands, when we're talking about Tambo, when we're talking about Munahalatwe, and we allow places that are being called, what did Colonel Sipesa say? The devil's what? Huh? Satan Tavern. I mean, and we are talking about this thing and we are accepting it as if it's okay. But we are saying we are God-fearing and we are praying because we know who the Lord Jesus Christ is and we know who Satan is. So why would we want a place that I refer to as Satan's place? But it's okay. Here in town, I've forgotten the street. There is a tavern there that is once again owned by foreign nationals. Yes, licensed. The place is such a big mess. And the name of the place, Mr. Kennedy Chap, is Parliament. Now, we are policing this place. We are looking at your children there, young kids with skirts that is, barely just, reaching here, smoking this pipes all over the place. There's only one way in and one way out. These people are making money there. And the name of the place is Parliament. When I talk about Parliament, I talk about the seat of government. I talk about that's where politicians elected by us are sitting there and making laws, for the betterment of this country. And when you take that and you look at this place, and people are just going about it as if it's okay, then 10 years from now is going to be too far. We need to act, and we need to act now. We need to take ownership of our collective problems. As much as you are frustrated, so are we frustrated. This is also a day. I'm also a father. I've also left my family there because you are more important than my family. I will catch up with them, to give me my Father's Day gift and say thank you for being a good father. But you are more important. And as Emily Boho have said, please take yourself a little bit more serious, man. We are not going to win this fight if we keep on wanting, to just focus on frustrations and we don't roll up our sleeves and do something. Because not everything needs to be initiated by the South African Police Service. It needs to start with you. And as I was sitting here, I thought, and Batho, please, we have had a discussion, and you must say something with relation to what we have just said. Do we know the person, let me ask this. Do you know of places within your areas that you are staying that there is a problematic shack that young ones are using to smoke nyaupe? Do you know some places like that? A shack or a house or whatever. Maybe the parents have died and the kids are now just and they are just lawless. Those things are there, ne? You are seeing them. You know these things is happening. You know what's happening there. That young girls are going in there, they get violated because they are smoking these things, and then it becomes a rape case for the South African Police Service. It made me to realize that for us to really start, to gain momentum, we need to know our neighbor. And I was asking Colonel Lefefa, what does know your neighbor means in Sesotho? Because I want to drive this home. And he said, it's Tsiba Muhaisane. Tsiba Muhaisane. You need to know your neighbor. And not just, I know him, I can identify him by face. Oh, he's like Adams is, Know the person. If you are a person that are renting a garage to a foreign national that is using it as a spaza shop, some of you don't even have a copy of their passport or asylum documents. Start now by knowing that person that you have accommodated in your yard. Get a copy of his asylum, of his documents of identification. Take that person to your nearest police station. These commanders are here. And tell them, General Adam said, I must bring this person here. Tell me who's this person that I've got in my yard. We will take his fingerprints. We will take his buccal sample. We will see if that person is not wanted. Then at least we start to know our neighbor. That house, that is a problem where people are using drugs. If it's a shack that have been erected illegally, why don't you as a community, as a ward structure, or as whatever else, a community grouping, take it, upon yourself and demolish that place? Or do you want to wait for the police to come, and then when the police come, we have to go to court and get court orders to demolish this thing, but you are the one suffering of people, falling victims of crime there. Stop this thing of just wanting to point fingers at others. Tsiba Muhaisane. Know your neighbor. at least that will be a good start. That you can say, now today there's this white man that's coming there and we don't know him, and he doesn't want to tell us who he is. We suspect General Adams that this white man, is into crime. Come and deal with him. But if you don't even know who you surround yourself with, how are you going to start to deal with the problems that we are faced with day in and day out? We are not going to back down. We are going to keep on coming back to you. We are going to keep on being accountable to you, irrespective of how frustrated you might get with us. And we are going to go to other places also, where the same will be the case, that they will be frustrated with us. But it's okay. That's why we are here for. That's why our shoulders are broad, to take on the problems of our communities. But it will just be so much easier if we can do these things collectively. So let's start there. Know your neighbor, and let's start this revolution to take effect. We can't be joining you to go to South Park and say, now we are closing. But you as members of the community has got a right enshrined in the Constitution. Section 16, 17, and 18 of the Constitution say you can march, you can picket. You can go there and show your dissatisfaction. We will make sure that your message gets well delivered. That people in positions of authority should get your message to say South Park is becoming a problem. But we can't be joining you as the police and we're saying we are toying together, because we will be distracted because we are looking for a group of 4 that are targeting people. But you've got a role to play. Tsiba Mohaisane. Know who's there. What are they doing there? Who are you allowing in your street, in your yard, in your church, in your community? Who are you allowing to be there? You don't have a right to say you are not allowed here, but you've got a right to take care of your own personal safety by finding out who is there. And especially if they are in your yard. So, it's not going to be the last time we're coming here. We are going to continue to work in these communities. We are going to continue to serve you. But please, make it a bit easier that we do these things together. Thank you very much once again. And as I said in conclusion, I just want Batho to just have a small reflection on something that he brought to my attention, and then we will take it from there. Thank you.
No, thanks, General. Let's also appreciate the report, because since I was born, it's for the first time hearing the district commissioner coming to us and giving us the report. And we hope that this is a start, then we'll be moving somewhere in the future. And we're taking that commitment as you are advising us. So from our side, we are saying the community, let us also take this kind of a forum exactly to the police stations within our communities. Those that are served by Mangaung, Karisalo, let us group ourselves together and do that sort of conflict resolution committees, whereby when we have issues, we know we are going to report such issues to General Colonel Krill, and then we know that on a monthly basis we go take a stock of such. We understand this one is a district one, but we must also have such within where we stay. Also, General, let me highlight the fact that I think this is for the 3rd time we are coming to Batho, and it's starting to sound as if it's a Batho problem. Crime is a Bloemfontein problem. So we are looking at that maybe in the next meeting that we will discuss amongst ourselves. We'll make a circulation once everything is confirmed. It is to move to other townships also, so that the whole of Bloemfontein can have a buy-in on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Batho. No, definitely. I endorse that progressive suggestion of going to local police stations and getting to interface and interact with the station management, so that when we come together, as you have rightly indicated that it's now at a district level, then we can reflect what was the small gains that we had within a particular station area. So I would encourage any NGO, any formation, any grouping of interest that wants to, to contribute in curbing crime. These police stations are your police stations. Go there and hold them accountable if we share with them that there is this problem at this house, and this is what we've done, and I think we as the community, this is where we think we have reached, the police must come in, do that, so that when we come, then you say yes. Don't just come and sing the praises of Colonel Francis because at least he responded. We should keep Colonel Francis and Colonel Creer and Colonel Lefefa and Sepesa and Pule and Rankadi and Mofokeng, all this. You should keep them on their toes continuously because they are your police stations. They are there to serve you. And I must make sure that if you are dissatisfied with them, then I deal with them in our own little ways. So please, that's very progressive. I would encourage that you do that. Come forward, roll up your sleeves, and assist in the fight against crime. That's the only way that we're going to deal with issues of mutual concern. Thank you very much once again.
Francis, always a vote of thanks, and then mewing kiabar kwalla katapelo. Meeting or no like lumba swat.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once more again for coming. It's Sunday. We still have a few hours before tomorrow morning. So go and have a beautiful
ga go leboga mogana le modimo wa kganya le khotso ka letsatsi le go ile lona tsama le bana ba gago jwa fa le modimo wa ka tsenya lerato mo ga bona re kopa tsena tsotlhe mo leina la gago le letlotlegang amen.